Hello guys. Let me turn on the light. Perfect. So I want to talk to you guys about an experience I've come to have. So if you know, I'm sure you do, I've been back and forth from Detroit to Georgia to Detroit to Georgia a couple times. My reason I've been back and forth is to be evaluated for a soccer team. I tried hard to make the soccer team. I put in everything I had, because that's the type of person I am. I always do. I play honest, I'm ambitious, I'm humble, and I'm real. That's one thing, people will say about me, regardless of anything negative. So I come and try for the soccer team. And first time, this is an NPSL soccer team, by the way, and I'm sharing my experience in case someone has gone through or is going to go through or possibly, feel the same type of way. So keep in mind, I tried out for the soccer team, NPSL, semi-pro. It started off good, like I said, they're talking about they're gonna give us a contract. You're gonna get paid monthly, good money, at least maybe $500 per se. You're gonna get housing, travel expenses, all this stuff. It sounds like a dream, and it's funny because I told him, like, it seems like you're selling dreams. He's like, well, this is how we do it. We're professional. I'm like, okay. So, I go 1 week. He's like, come back next week. I have to evaluate you correctly. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, come back another week because we don't make cuts until January 20th. So there was a game January 18th. I did very well in this game January 18th. I showed my best possible abilities this game. So at that point, January 18th is, I want to say, a Thursday. Friday, maybe the next day, he tells me, so do you have work when you come here? I was like, no, but I can find work. And he's like, yeah, no worry, quit your job, go home. We like you, we see what you're trying to do now, and we have a spot for you on this team. And at this point, I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm ecstatic. And, I'm like, yeah, I really want to do this, I'm ready, I'm hungry, etc., this, that, and the third. So I decided to be honest because I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm an honest, real person. So I tell them my flight is booked to go home for the 22nd, whether I made the team or not. You let me know on the 20th, so I booked for the 22nd. And I'm working the Super Bowl, as you guys just seen. And I probably won't be back for, after the Super Bowl. Is that okay? The man says, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Go home, make some money. Come back, drive back with all your stuff, and we're going to take care of you, and we're going to have a good season. I said, perfect, great, no worries about it. Now, my intuition talks to me a lot. It constantly speaks to me, and whether you listen to it or not, your intuition will tell you things that are too good to be true, or just deceitful, corrupt, dirty people, dirty spirits. At the end of the day, they hold yourself to this business aperture. People lie in business, but I'm bigger than business. I have morality, I have humility. I'm very real, I'm very transparent. And I assume you guys have always believed that with everything I've said on here, because everything I say, I mean, and everything I mean, I say and I do. So I go home for the Super Bowl. I come back to Atlanta with today. Today is the 11th. I come back on the 6th. I tell them like 5 days before I'm coming back. He doesn't respond. I get back and he's like, oh, I didn't think you were coming back. And I'm like, I told you I was coming back after the Super Bowl. And he's like, oh, I lost my phone, so that's why I haven't been in contact. Even though this guy never picks up the phone, the best you'll get is a text back from him. So at this point, he's like, yeah, you have to make the team. You ready? It's getting serious now. We're getting close to the season. I'm just like, make the team. What do you mean? And he's like, yeah, time is getting close and you have to make the team. And I'm like, so you're saying I don't have a contract? Because 2 weeks ago, we spoke about me signing the contract once I get back. And also, the day that he was giving out contracts, him, the co-owner, George Juncai, or whatever the hell this man's name is, and ex-professional soccer player who was the head coach, Alexander, plays for Westburg, brought me to the side and said, hey, we're giving out contracts today. We don't want you to feel left out. because you know you told us you're going home. So once you go home and come back, you can sign the contract. I said, okay. And there my intuition just lit up again. It's just telling me like, why can't you just sign a contract today? But you know, I'll respect their wishes. I'll listen and I'll come back, because I guess it doesn't make much of a purpose to, you know, sign a contract when I'm leaving for 2 weeks and missing that many games. So in that aspect in total, when I went home to when I came back, I missed 4 or 5 games. I assumed, you know, like he said, there'd be a spot for me when I get back, but he literally disputed everything he told me. And so I came back on Thursday, just the other day. Friday comes around and he's like, or Thursday, I'm sorry, he says we have a game after practice. He tells me, so I'll bring you a uniform and Friday you come. I said, okay. So I found my way to practice Friday. It's a long trip, a pretty lengthy journey. It's 40 miles I've been going. So I go that way. I take the trip or whatever. And I get there. I'm like, hey, where's my uniform? He's like, it's coming. Somebody's bringing it. I said, okay. Halftime comes around in the game. I'm like, am I going to play? He's like, ask the head coach. I said, am I going to play? He's like, no, sir, you're not. I'm not mad about that. That's okay, because there was other players that had the uniform and they didn't play. However, I was promised the uniform the day before, and I didn't get it. So I go home and I'm just contemplating everything, you know, putting everything in retrospective at this point. I came back 2 weeks later, like he told me to come back. He basically disputed the idea of my contract, even though he talked to me face to face, eye to eye, along with the other coach. And I just, you know, I'm a person where I have to be real, I have to be honest, I have to be transparent. I'm not going to sit around and have you treat me any type of way. I don't care who you are, how much money you have, none of that. So what I do, I decide, and I text him because check, he doesn't pick up the phone. So I text him a very long message. I say it's about a page long. And in this message, I will read it, but it's too long. I basically call him out on his bluff. I do it in the most respectful, genuine manner I possibly can. I say, 1 week, you're telling me I have a contract. The next week, you're telling me I have to make a team again. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. It puts pressure on me as a player. I understand I've been gone. However, you know, you did promise me something before I left. What else did I say? I told him, I appreciate the generosity, blase, blase. Like I said, I've been very respectful. I put the text up, but you guys know how I am. So I put all this in the message form, and I'm like, if you didn't want me here, you know, you could have told me that, but, you know, he kept, you know, reinforcing. I want you on this team. You're good. You know, you have much potential, blase, blase. I'm like, okay, I believe you. I really trusted him, genuinely. I mean, I guess that's what I get for being naive and giving people the benefit of the doubt. So he texts me back. He's like, number one, I didn't only have 2 jerseys. I had no extra jersey. That's one lie he told me. He told me he'd bring me a jersey, okay? Then he says, number 2, I promise you nothing. I told you, you have potential, and you are very welcome to come and keep trying out for the team. That's what he told me the first 2 times I tried out. The third time, which was going to be my last time because I refused to come back again, the third time is when he brought me to the side and told me I have a contract and took my actual picture on face value. So that was the message he sent back to me. And I'm just like, oh, he's like, also in that message he says, I don't think you know how professionals work. So I'm like, okay, sure, maybe I don't know how professionals work. However, what I do know is what you told me by face value, and that is what I just told you guys, that you will give me a contract when I get back from Georgia. I will have housing, all this stuff. And I'm like, so if you want to dispute that, fine, whatever, you're the boss, okay? So I'm like, so can I come back? Oh, also keep in mind, after I sent a long, lengthy, honest text, he says, I'm sorry you feel this way. Since you feel this way, now you have to call to come to practice. So that was really like the whole icing on the cake. And I'm just like, okay, like I'll play the game at this point because I dug myself a little hole. But I am like, all right. So he says, I'm like, can I get the number to call? And he's like, call Alex or Chris. Alex is the head coach. Chris is like the director. I don't have neither of the numbers. It's not on the website. So today is the day supposedly practice, and I text him. I have my uncle create the text because he says, these businessmen are arrogant and this and that, and they have the power, and you're just a player. So I won that they have forgotten about. So he sent the message basically saying, I couldn't find a number. If I could come to practice today, I work hard, blase, blase, yaza, yaza. And so 10 minutes go by, and he has Chris call me. And Chris is like, hey, Julian, I'm just a messenger, but they decided that, we're only having a close practice and a core group, and you're not in that core group. However, as far as I was concerned, before I went back to the Super Bowl, I was in that core group, and I had a contract waiting for me to get back. On top of that, before I sent the text message, I was in that core group, and I was potentially having a spot to still make the team, and it's getting serious. So at the end of the day, I called his bluff. It's a blessing in disguise. Like I say, everything happens for a reason, and I don't know the reason just now yet why this happened. Well, I know how it got to this point, just because I like to believe in people. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I tend to treat people as if they're as honest and real as me. But no matter how old they are, how successful they are, I'm coming to the realization that that's not the case. No matter how genuine they want to come across, because I've seen through his genuinity, but he's always talking to me and telling me stuff one-on-one and how good I can be and all of this, and I'm just like, all right, whatever this contract's coming. So like I said, in PSL team, Michigan Star, semi-pro, I moved from Atlanta to Detroit to come play for this team. And, offering housing, contracts, all this stuff, I guess it seemed a little good to be true. So I'm sure, like, why am I making this video? I'm basically making it to let other players know that, the system is corrupt. But, the actual football association, the soccer system, these coaches, these agents, all of it has a very much corruption. They'll lie to your face. So, you can't take anything with face value. If anything, start carrying around a voice memo or something, because at the end of the day, we're just struggling players trying to do what we love. And, these are fanboys and businessmen on top calling shots because they can make their shot back in the day. So, he's also, it's a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a journey. I don't regret it because I learned a lot, about myself as a soccer player. I improved a lot, not by his, work ethic or anything, but by my work ethic, by me determined to go back and play and work hard and, make the team, which I did make the team because he told me to my face, no matter what came back the next 2 weeks later. So, yeah, I don't regret anything. I really don't. If anything, I'm kind of more excited and overjoyed that I made this team easily. I didn't have to, suck nobody's dick, as a lot of people do, in that literal sense or physical. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I didn't suck nobody's dick. I stayed true to myself. I kept it 100, and at the end of the day, this isn't the outcome I wanted, possibly, I say. At least not yet, because there's more to come, but this is the outcome I needed. So, at this point, I retract my steps. I'm blessed and thankful for the opportunity I did have. I did work hard. I'm going to continue to work hard. I know my potential. I know my capabilities. I know my ambition. I know who I am. That's why this video is very easy to make. It's very sudden, but it's easy to make. Because literally, I just got the call like 10-15 minutes ago. And yeah, this video is going pretty long, but people are going to ask me, what happened? Why did you move back? Or why you're not there? Or this or that, whatever. So I'm just, telling you the truth, face value. Because one thing you should know about me, my face value is always the truth, no matter what. I don't have a mask. I'm everything I say I am. I'm everything I'm going to be. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, vlog, whatever you want to say. See ya.